So tomorrow I'm back on a plane. I'm going back down to CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Conference. It'll be my sixth time there in 8 years, and I'm really looking forward to it. I just gotta make this video about what we're gonna do. It's been such a change watching conservatism change. From my perspective over the past 8 years. Remembering that time when I first went there, when I had all those buttons, I wrote about this in my book. I was really scared. I wore my Kevlar to go to CPAC because I was afraid of the hostility. And I did get quite a bit of hostility in 2014. But last year, it's just been on a steady improvement. And, last year we felt down welcome. And this year we're going back, and this year we're going back with the Vaccine Mandate Equality Project. And that's something that I really feel very strongly about. The idea that atheists are being fired while their religious counterparts are keeping their job because the religious counterparts get a religious clause that they can declare and keep their jobs is clear religious discrimination, and it's clear oppression, frankly. It's not okay. I'm very motivated to fight it. And, I just wanted to mention I'm really deeply disappointed in the rest of the atheist movement. And I've said that before, and I've been challenged on it. And, maybe that challenge was partially valid because just the fact that I wasn't seeing anything didn't mean that they weren't doing anything. So I went and looked. CFI hasn't done anything for the separation of church and state in a long time. They've got a lawsuit about homeopathy, but they're not doing anything for atheism. The American Humanist Association now puts progressive values above secular humanism in their tagline. And their new president just came out, talked about how they're going to be essentially a social justice organization. And that's deeply repugnant to me because you can be a conservative humanist, okay? You can be a religious humanist, you can be a conservative humanist, and at least they're being honest about it, right? At least they're not pretending that they're not going progressive, not going woke. But I think they're going to regret that. I don't think it's humanism to imply that anybody who isn't progressive isn't a humanist, i.e. isn't a good person. I think that's bigotry. I think that incites anti-humanist behavior. I think it is anti-humanist behavior. But my point is that I looked on their website and they have the public facing, they have these two silos of activism, and in the legal silo there's absolutely nothing happening. And in the public policy silo, they had one call to action about one secular event in the past 2 years. So that's not a lot. It's virtually nothing. I went to FFRF. How do I say this? I've always had a respect for the activism that they've done. They've always been on the good side of trying to do lawsuits that wouldn't make bad law. Sometimes they succeeded, sometimes not so much, but I think they had a good eye for it. And they've always been known as the leader in lawsuits, really, in the movement. They have one lawsuit going on right now, as far as I can tell, and it's about the image of a Bible on a county seal. It's valid, it's real, okay? That is a violation of the separation of church and state, but it is, the smallest conceivable violation of the separation of church and state. Am I right? That's the tiniest thing they got going on. That's the only thing they got going on at FFRF. They had a good convention, though. I heard good things about their convention. I went over to American Atheists. Of course, I've got all my baggage there, but they've got one lawsuit going on, and it's an In God We Trust lawsuit. And In God We Trust is a settled issue, okay? Madeleine O'Hare settled it, and then Michael Newdow tried it again and failed again. It's on the money because the United States Supreme Court has determined that it is not a religious statement. Whether you agree with that or not, the United States has determined it and fortified it now twice. So this is a loser lawsuit. Any In God We Trust lawsuit's a loser lawsuit. That's why In God We Trust is going up in the schools all over the place. So to have an In God We Trust lawsuit saying, oh, we don't like this message on our license plate, this religious message on our license plate, well, the Supreme Court will come down and say, it's not a religious message. We've already said that. It's a dead, it's almost a loser law. It's almost a Cluj lawsuit. Okay, it's a definite loser. And you know, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm sure the comments, if there's any lawyers out there who think any of these lawsuits, any of my layman's legal opinions are wrong, please let me know. But my point in all this is saying, I mean, they're not doing much. I mean, American Atheists, their convention is in 2 months. They haven't even published their speakers list yet. They're not doing anything. People aren't doing anything in this movement for atheism. So when you say, okay, well, we have this movement, and you know, Dave shouldn't be so crass when he talks about them. I'm calm, okay? I'm not ranting, but I am raising everybody's awareness here, okay? I came back into activism because nobody else was doing the job. And we have a movement that's supposed to be doing the job, and piece by piece, that movement has just dismissed the cause. And so here we go. We're going down to CPAC, and we're going to do some atheist activism, and then we're going to raise some money to try and protect civil rights for atheists. And the atheist movement that was is just, I mean, they're going to do what they're going to do. I hope you're not giving any money to them. I hope you're not relying on them to protect you. I hope you give them a little bit of pressure, maybe, to get on the stick. It's time for the membership of those organizations to raise a little hell, because this shouldn't be happening. They shouldn't be dawdling. They shouldn't be doing nothing. Atheists for Liberty, we got together, we organized a thing, we wrote a letter, and we sent it, and we helped one person. And that's more than the rest of the atheist movement combined over the past couple of years. So support Atheists for Liberty if you can. Support, you know, I would like to just mention there's several people out there who are sending me money on a regular basis via PayPal. That's really nice of you, and I really do appreciate it. I'm not putting a lot of time into this, but you know, you guys are actually motivating me to do these videos more often than they would. So thank you. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for everybody. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you on the flip side.